Good Wednesday morning. I'm Jared Klein joining you with your morning rush here on the NBC29 YouTube page. Let's get straight to the top stories you guys are clicking on over on NBC29.com. Coming in at number one, scammers setting up fake home sales. We'll get to that story in just a moment. At number two, Albemarle County Police seeking the public's help in a shooting that happened over the weekend. And coming in at number three, a couple canceling their divorce on Valentine's Day, saying that love can conquer all. Make sure you head over to NBC29.com to check out that story. All right, well, listen to this. There is this new scam going around that could put one of your most valuable possessions at risk. Of course, we're talking about your home here. The Virginia Association of Realtors says crooks are contacting real estate agents to list properties that they don't own. Now, typically, this involves properties without mortgages. The scammers try to sell them for a below market value, which is tempting for buyers out there, and quickly they try to do so before the true owner gets wind of what's going on. Now, that leaves both the buyer and the rightful owner at the end of the day in a pickle.
Something seems too good to be true, it probably is, right? If this seems like, oh my gosh, how can I get this much land for this price? You might want to make sure that you're doing some extra layers of digging to ensure that you are dealing with the actual owner.
The Association of Realtors says if this does happen to you as a buyer or a property owner, be sure to let police know about it right away. The Charlottesville Fire Department is looking to fill firefighter, EMT, and firefighter medic positions. You don't need any prior experience, but if you are certified, CFD is encouraging you to go ahead and apply. Starting pay is almost $48,000 a year.
It's a team-oriented environment, and it's a place that you can work and live and provide for your family. I'm from the city of Charlottesville, and I just love giving back to my community.
A link to apply can be found over at NBC29.com. Well, for the first time in 18 years, Charlottesville's Ting Pavilion was the subject of a study that was conducted to get a better idea of its economic impact on the city. It looked at the more than 60 events held in 2022, and what it found was that the venue generated about $12.5 million. The pavilion also created 100 plus jobs per year and brings in almost 400 grand in city revenue, which is generated from taxes.
It really just gives us a sense of that impact that we have never actually assessed that over the years, and it creates a benchmark that if we choose to do this 5 years from now, we'll have a comparison.
That study also found almost 30% of ticket sales are from out of state. The authority attributes that to UVA students. All right, well, watch this one. A Charlottesville man is making his mark in the cycling world. Scott Paisley is a national champion in cyclocrossing. You can see it here on the side of your screen what this involves. It's a form of bicycle racing, but it's sometimes on a more treacherous terrain. As you can see, he's in the mud there. And in his 60s, Paisley is the best in his division. Marty Hutloff shares his story.
Scott Paisley has been cycling his entire life. He even raced as a teenager. Paisley is now 65 years old, and after taking some time off from serious cycling, he's making a comeback.
Oh, it's still fun. I was still riding a lot, and suddenly the idea of coming back and playing on the bike again still was attractive.
Empty the tank, Scott, let's go!
But this isn't ordinary biking. Scott is competing and excelling in cyclocross.
I generally describe it as steeplechase with bicycles.
There you go, Scott.
This is video of Paisley competing in last year's Cyclocross National Championship. Cyclocross courses have a variety of obstacles and surfaces: grass, gravel, sand, and when it rains, sometimes mud.
Just always reminds me of junior high school field day obstacle course, and I get to go and play in the mud.
In 2018, Paisley won the Cyclocross National Championship, beating out all others in his 60 to 64-year-old age group.
Shocking. I was absolutely, I had no idea what to do, what to say. You know, I'd never really thought that that would be me.
65 to 69 Masters Championship.
And then this past season, in his 65 to 69-year-old age group, Paisley won the cyclocross championship again.
A masterful ride. Yeah! Scott Paisley.
There were sections where we were riding through mud that was 4 or 5 inches deep, where it looks like I could have been faster running.
The bike he rode and the medal Paisley won are on display at his Blue Wheel bike shop in Charlottesville.
The way the age grouping works, it's kind of bizarre. I get very excited when I'm getting ready to turn that next 5-year age group. In 4 years, I'm going to be really excited that I'm about to turn 70, because I'm going to be the punk kid in my new age group.
Marty Hutloff, NBC29 News.
That's a very cool story there. I know whenever I'm riding my bike, I like to find the flattest, easiest path possible, if you get what I'm saying. All right, let's take a look at today's holidays that we are celebrating today. It is National Hippo Day. It's also Susan B. Anthony Day. The women's rights activist was born on this day 203 years ago. And it's also St. Skeletor's Day. It was coined by the British comedian Richard Herring for those who did not have a date on Valentine's Day. All right, that will do it for our morning rush this morning. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button to get the latest news, weather updates from NBC29 right here on YouTube. Let's take a look at that 7-day forecast brought to you by Michael & Son Heating. Today, any cloud cover out there right now, any of those sprinkles will clear out and we'll have a beautiful day with a high of 70 degrees. Tomorrow, we're looking for periods of rain, but it still will be mild with a high of 68. And then a brief cool down, it looks like Friday night into Saturday with a low of 25, but it's still looking like a great weekend ahead. I hope everybody has a great Wednesday out there.